What up?
Yo,
What's good?
everything.
What's poppin'?
Everything.
Dímelo. What's good, everybody?
Episode 16.
Welcome to episode 16 of the Terrible Reception Podcast.
Yeah.
We still need that soundboard.
I know.
So I think the round of applause would have been great there.
That would have been good. Well, actually, if I set it up through Fruity Loops.
Who's Ashley?
What? Who's Ashley? What you talk about, Willis?
You said Ashley.
I said actually.
Anyway, what's up, everybody? This is the Terrible Reception Podcast, episode 16. Thank you for joining us.
Yes.
Thank you for following us on this journey.
And this beautiful Wednesday afternoon.
Beautiful Wednesday afternoon. Today is... Oh, shit, I almost forgot what month we were in.
Oh, it's May.
May 22nd. It's almost June.
Yeah.
So crazy. Before we pop off, make sure to tell everybody to like, subscribe, turn on your little bell notifications, all on the YouTubes. Leave a comment as well, because that's very important to us.
And get with it or get out.
It's very important to everybody else, apparently, because, numbers are everything. Talent means shit these days.
Yes.
And by the time this episode comes out, I think we would be ready for the new distributor.
Okay.
I've been waiting for... Well, I deleted the last one. I deleted all the episodes. I re-uploaded to the new distributor. I was waiting for them to pull the old podcast down and put the new one back up.
It's a lot of upload time.
Yeah, so apologies on that delay for anybody that listens to it on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. But hopefully by the time this episode airs, you can have episode 15 and 16.
Boom.
Double up.
Rest in peace, Nipsey.
But yeah, man, it's very important that you guys follow. It's very important that you guys interact. And it's very important that you share, because we always bump into situations where our numbers don't look so great and people don't F with us because of it. So,
but you might F with this new layout, new distributor, new layout,
man. At least the YouTube is looks nice.
Yeah. Give us your feedback. Do you like the old ways of how we used to podcast, or do you like this new split screen? It kind of reminds me when you first showed me. I was on my trip in Bali. Hint. But
we'll get there.
You sent me this cool format, and it reminded me of a Street Fighter versus screen. It gave me that vibe. Like,
maybe we should just turn this into a debate thing.
Come on, do the fist thing.
You gotta do it this way so you can be in the camera.
I am in the camera.
Switch.
What do you mean?
There you go. I'll do this side. And we need the music.
Because you know what this is going to do? It's going to make a really cool fucking freeze frame for the next episode. You know what I'm saying?
So now we have to get into like some kind of heated debate to promote this video.
Great.
So before we get started, we got that the notification stuff out of the way. What else? We got the new distributor out of the way. And okay. So I am Jay Suarez of Benatton Music, One Eye Photography, Benatton Apparel. What else? And the Terrible Reception Podcast. Yes, sir.
And I am Parlay of Benatton, a.k.a. not a one-trick pony, a.k.a.
My beard is gone.
Your what is gone?
Your beard is gone.
My beard is gone. Actually, before I left for this trip, I was trying to trim up, but I don't know if anybody else has that problem where you take your guard, you put it on your trimmer, but this time it slipped. So it went from, oh, I have a guard to zzz, oh my God, why is that so short? That's just... It's always when you try to do your best, it ends up being too much.
That situation, because I was over in the
Jay was in my room.
The studio room, whatever, while you were doing that in the living room, and all I hear is, "Fuck! Oh my God!"
I know.
And all I'm thinking is
I was pissed.
Yeah, that's an understatement.
I was pissed.
It's like if you I don't know if you've ever seen those memes with how God makes me or something like that. It's like it
Or
dumps
he
like a whole
forgets.
bowl of shit
Yep.
into something. That's how it was. It was like, oh, I trimmed a little bit.
Because
This is how I fix it. I'll
what's-
trim everything off.
Because about a beard is so annoying is that you're waiting for all the hairs to evenly grow to a certain point, so then you get the shape going. And I had my shape going, and now I just got to start from one again. So
It honestly looks better this way. You looked like a homeless person before.
perfect.
Hobo chic.
I love hobo chic.
Oh man.
It
So
only brings the good people in, because most good people approach homeless people. They're like, they have good hearts. Everybody else is like, ew, don't touch me. And be like, I don't want to fuck with you.
So you sift through the people.
I sift through the
bad
people with the beard.
With the beard.
All right. You'll find the ladies that truly love you.
Oh man.
You'll find the people that like you for who you are.
The people that love you will tell you shave that damn beard.
The people that love you.
But yeah, man, that was so funny. The whole time I'm sitting here like, oh, what the fuck did this guy do?
I know.
And I just hear you panicking in the next room, like, okay, fuck this.
But mind you, before this whole interruption of positive energy, we had a great dinner that night. Before my trip, Jay and my mom, we all went out to dinner before I headed out, and we went to this Indian restaurant, which was
when we
superb.
recorded the last podcast, right?
Did we? No, it was the night before. We had the whiskey, the risky whiskey business.
Was that the night before?
Yeah, that was the night before.
Yeah.
But that was
By the
no
way,
way
for
I was gonna
everybody that
drink like
didn't know and hasn't watched that episode, please go back to it because I had to actually sleep here.
Yeah.
From the amount of whiskey that we had that day.
Yeah, it was like, I mean, I feel like, because I was watching back, I was like, all right, how crazy did we get? And I was like, we hold our liquor pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty well.
I think the worst thing that we do is we stumble on our words.
Yes.
Maybe forget something here and there.
I forget a lot.
Because I know I was trying to like get serious at one point, and my mind just went blank to what I was talking about, and I just started vomiting out the mouth with words, and I didn't know what the hell I was talking about. And then I remembered.
I was getting frustrated with myself because I mean, already in reality, I have trouble remembering certain names. But the whole Kylo Ren, I shouldn't have slipped on that.
That was awful.
That was awful.
Of all things.
But
I threw you
point,
an alley and you didn't finish the oop.
I apologize to anybody that was listening, because literally at that point, even though we were carrying our liquor very well, I was really smashed. But that was like,
you know you're drunk when you say, God damn, I'm drunk right now.
yeah. And it was like 2.5 glasses in almost at that point.
That was too great.
Yeah.
That was good, man. But yeah, I guess we could talk about the Bali trip, man.
Okay.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
You got back a few days ago.
Yes.
Any jet lag?
Coming back, yes. Going, no problems. And I was kind of like, since I wasn't there for the longest I was there, I went to Bali for a week. I had a client. She's a comedian. I'm not going to put her name out there because she's rebranding herself, and I wouldn't know if she would enjoy that or not. I just got to see if I would have a go. But client went out there.
You could just say her name and we'll cut it out if she says no.
All right, cool. So I went out to Bali to document and follow Isha Mayfield. She's a very funny comedian. You guys can catch her on a couple clips on YouTube and stuff like that. She had a couple shows at the Apollo. And basically, she came across my work from other clients that I shot music videos for. And yeah, she was, excited to have me film her journey. And I was excited because I always wanted to go to Bali because Cass and Rianti are out there. And those are good friends of mine.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, wow, I'm going to hit two birds with one stone. And this is something I want to do for a minute. It is overwhelmingly beautiful. I think I texted that to everybody that DM'd me about my trip. That's how I truly felt. I feel like Bali is a piece of heaven on earth. It's a very spiritual vibe. To me, on a personal note, has a nostalgic feel. It's like the whole country. Everybody does like kind of offerings to the gods in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So like they just burn a lot of wood too. It just has that nice smoky smell.
I love that smell.
Yeah. And the weather was beautiful because apparently like Australia was having some type of cold front, and it was just like, I mean, it was very hot out during the afternoon, but it had this nice breeze like we had today.
Mm-hmm.
and everybody there is very hospitable, beautiful people, smile with their heart type of vibe. And I must say, like, I got a lot of great footage. Like, everything was, again, aesthetically beautiful and set up to be captured, like, with the camera. So I was very, very happy with the trip, and it was nice to see friends again. And
Highlight of the trip.
highlight of the trip,
Mm-hmm. High and low. What was the high and what was the low?
high is kind of like always when I travel, or I think when anybody travels, it's like you have you open up like another goal for yourself. Like you're like, okay, maybe I want to settle here later in life, or so. It just opened my mind to
What was the best part of your trip, Richard?
that was the best part.
Don't get deep into this. Like,
Okay.
oh my God, it opened my mind to
No,
some
it's true.
dope ass
But it
shit,
was
and I want to
true.
move out here. No,
All right,
what
like,
was your favorite part of the
favorite
trip?
part? I think when I went to we were coming home from like the rice fields in Ubud, and Ubud. That was the area in Bali, and we stopped at this restaurant called Di Alas, and to me it was very breathtaking, because we walked up these like little stone walk, and then we followed this path. It had like lime trees growing on each side, and then there was just this back area, and then it just dropped off into these deep rice fields. Sun was setting. Really cool dinner place, low table, with like these beanbag chairs that had like backings to them.
You did mention that, yeah.
Yeah, and I had like a really good lunch, because as you guys know, me and Jay are on keto. I tried staying on keto in Indonesia, which really worked. A lot of people are accommodating. The service was incredible.
But you cheated.
Cheated once. You could be mad at Cass, because Cass booked one of the best Italian restaurants in Jakarta, and he took me out there for last night. He had a mandate with me. He was trying to,
seduce you,
seduce
cheat.
me. Yeah,
and you gave in.
that's it. Cass is a challenger. He's a challenger. But it also proved to me that I can. Yeah, it proved to me I can cheat. No, it proves to me that like I did so well with keto that it didn't affect me
Nice.
in a bad way. So
Very, very nice.
yeah.
What was the low of the trip?
The low. There was one day that I really I guess the low was the travel time altogether. This is the first time I've been on an airplane for literally a full day, 23 to 24 hours. And that's taxing. Like, I don't care who you are. You could sleep on the plane, you wake up, and it's like you have another 8 hours to go.
Oh my God.
And it's draining between that and, try to sleep as much as you can. I think that's the best part. Stay hydrated, take care of yourself before you go. Make sure you're feeling good. And that's it. I think that's the lowest part about the trip, to be honest.
I kind of thought that was going to be it.
Yeah.
Speaking of keto, want to give a keto update?
Yeah.
We haven't done it in a few episodes.
Let's definitely give like keto update. How are you doing?
Fantastic. Haven't cheated once.
Oh,
thank you for asking.
I'm gonna hold it against me. See how this is.
You cheating asshole. You out here flying to Bali, just fucking cheating on it. That's it. That's what we do. That's what we doing now.
Listen, you gotta call Kaz.
Oh, so he's your friend that like put a nice slab of pasta in front of you, and you're just gonna dive in head first into it?
It was hard because honestly, it was one of those situations where if it was just him, he invited 2 other people, right? So one of the other people were like a coordinator of his that decorated the restaurant. And then she's like, you have to try this. This is it. And then the chef came out. He's Italian. And he's like, how did you, like, how are you enjoying this? Like, let me give you this, this, and this. And I was like, ah. And it's like one of those things like you can't easily get in it. It's actually one of the first restaurants that, first of all, like in Jakarta, it's very advanced. It felt like New York, though, at the same time. You go through a lot of security checkpoints. And then the door to the restaurant slid open rather than a door. It's kind of cool.
Like a sliding door.
No, not like a glass like mall door like you would imagine, but it is like a sliding door, like a closet sliding door with windows.
I see.
That makes sense.
I see.
Yes.
So outside of cheating, how you been?
Oh my god. Keto's been great. I think I finally everybody in my family has, even people like on Instagram, they'll DM me and they're like, "Wow, I could see that you lost weight, or you're skinny as hell, blah blah blah." I've always been skinny, but I've gotten back to the point of um not being shy of my body or anything like that. I got back to my high school form. I could see my abs again. I'm back to the point that I'm happy with my body.
Hmm.
I don't think I have to lose any more weight. I'm comfortable with where I'm at. If I want to tone up, I want to tone up, but this and that. But I'm really happy with.
How much weight have you lost?
I haven't. You know what? I know you check the scale often. I haven't.
Mm-hmm.
But last time I did check, I was around 173. So I might be around like 160 something.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's like a good zone for my height,
Mm-hmm.
especially for my body type. So I continue my shakes. I continue everything else. I kind of like by default, I do the intermittent fasting. I feel good. I just feel good. I love my shakes. It was hard to not have those in Bali. I got unsweetened almond milk. I didn't have a blender. They had frozen strawberries. They have cold brew, but I found these things I was there for a week, but I found it midway through my trip at the grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like I said, everybody over there is pretty up on things. Like, I think a lot of people have this, by default, like this assumption that like Asian countries are very primitive and stuff like that. But they're like as advanced, or if not more, or on top of things, kind of like New York vibe,
Mm-hmm.
The world is huge, like,
Mm-hmm.
and people are up on things. So I was happy to do that. And the coconut milk, goddamn, the coconut anything in Bali or Indonesia, it's like a different type of coconut. It's not bitter like it is here in the U.S.
Actual coconuts.
Yeah, and like coconut cream was in my coffee. Oh my god, man, it's just amazing. So I really enjoy having keto here. I'm gonna continue with it. Like I said, I think it works for me. Especially being established here in America for the lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the healthiest way to go for me.
I think so.
And I keep seeing the results. I feel great. I feel no brain fog and stuff. I think I've been tired from jet lag, but that's it.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's been my thing. My thing is just how it makes me feel.
Mm-hmm.
Like I check the scale often, once a week.
Yeah.
I check it once a week. Just to see my progress, because I want to make it to a particular goal. So if I don't lose weight in a particular week, I want to make adjustments so that I can lose weight.
I know you're doing well because
Mm-hmm.
Jay lifted a shirt the other day and he was like, "Yo, check out the progress." I was like, "Wow, you really see it." That's crazy.
It feels nice.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it feels great.
Yeah. And you know what? Honestly, before we got onto the podcast, we had Leo. Leo hit me up and he's like, "Wow, Jay lost a lot of weight." Like, people DM me
Mm-hmm.
when I take a picture of you or just post something we're doing, and like people could see it. So, see, he's like, "Man, he lost a lot of weight."
Hey,
And I'm like,
everybody telling
everybody's
people, man, like it's simple.
it is
As long as you prepare, it's very, very simple.
Mm-hmm.
And as long as you do your research, it's not difficult at all.
So what's some advice? Like, I feel like I always give people advice from my perspective of like, I know who I am as a personality and a person, right? I might get off track because I have like a sweet tooth or this or that. Like, what keeps you in the game with keto? What
The progress.
the progress? Okay.
I set myself a goal in the new year, and I feel like I do this all the time. And I'm sure everybody does.
Mhm.
For the New Year resolution, I want to lose some weight, blah blah blah. So I got to the point where I was like sick of it,
Mhm.
where I would make a promise to myself and I don't fall through with it. Oh well, it falls through
Mhm.
or whatever. So I'm taking a trip in late July, early August,
Mhm.
and I wanted to set that goal as
We'll see how
'cause
you do on your trip. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
You haven't left
Eat
the
a lot of
U.S. yet.
seafood. So I started at 223 pounds,
Okay.
and that's a lot.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't even notice that because I guess I carry my weight well,
Okay.
whatever that means.
Yeah.
So last time I weighed myself was this past Monday,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm down to 190.
Okay.
So that's a total of 33 pounds.
And that's funny because you're 5 pounds away from your initial goal,
My initial goal.
but you said you want to go further now.
I want to see if I can make it down to 180
Okay.
or 175.
175 would be really good.
Yeah. I'm going to see.
Let's encourage Jay, everybody, to get
Yeah.
down to 175.
I'm going to see how I feel when I get down to 185.
Okay.
And I'll see where I can go from there.
Because that's a big difference, too, with the 10 pounds.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Because you'll be hella ripped.
Yeah, man.
Hella ripped.
So now I'm doing more weights now.
Okay.
Which is probably why I didn't lose any weight last week.
Okay.
Because
it's kind of like bulking in a sense.
Yeah. So I definitely want to like hold. Not that I want to hold back on it, but I definitely want to do something different. I don't want to bulk up just yet.
What's your advice for people that are like, one, skeptical of this diet, two, don't feel like they have the motivation, they don't feel that they have to change their diet? Like, I'm trying to say, like, you've even mentioned you're kind of like, you were never about the diets, you were kind of like stubborn to certain type of things. So I want to say, like, what was your breakthrough?
What was my breakthrough? Just seeing the progress that people made. Because my boy Earl did it for a little while, and I saw the progress he was making off of it. And he kind of gave me like the keto Bible.
Gotcha.
So he passed me a PDF file of like the basics, and we just did a lot of research. We did a lot of research, looked up a bunch of recipes, found replacements for the things that I do like. Totally. And then now we're just trying to find different replacements for like the sweets.
Okay.
So now we kind of perfected the keto cheesecake cups.
Let the people know.
So the keto cheesecake cups are bomb. So we're doing that to satisfy the sweet tooth, which I've never had. Yeah. But now that I can't have it, I'm like craving it all the time.
Well, it's kind of like sometimes you might have replaced that with other carbs. Carbs turn into sugar. So where you had your pastas and your pizza and stuff like that.
When I would get hungry, sometimes I would just get a slice of bread and eat it with like cheese or peanut butter and jelly or something like that. So you never realize how much carbs are in things until you start looking at the labels. And sugar.
I have to say, as your friend and stuff like that, I've also seen, I think we spoke on it too, like, I guess without having as much brain fog, like I feel like like there's more of a harmonious, like, I feel like things agitate you less when you have a good balanced diet and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying?
I think it's because of the progress. It's given me such a positive mindset on everything. Because it's like when there's no better feeling than setting a goal and accomplishing it.
100%.
So even if like, just internally with the diet and everything, it does pick up your mood, but it also gets enhanced by accomplishing these goals and how positive you are when you accomplish these goals.
100%.
So if anybody's asking for any advice, actually had 2, maybe 3 people hit me up in the last few weeks saying that they've started. So hopefully they're staying strong.
And hopefully they're doing clean keto.
Yeah. I mean,
it takes a lot of cooking for yourself.
It takes a lot. Yeah, it takes a lot. The best thing that I would say is be prepared. Prepare. Because when you're eating out, it's tough. Like the cleanest dirty keto that you can do is probably like Chipotle.
Yeah.
And that's when I'm like, when I have nothing defrosted or I have like a long day at work or something like that, or a long week. Chipotle. Usually like on every other Friday or every 2 to 3 weeks, I'll have like a bowl of Chipotle with no rice or anything like that.
Well, it's interesting. Like we're also learning too, like if you, like Jay and I, we stumbled across an Indian restaurant that we used to go to, but they revamped themselves. So they use a lot of ghee butter in their cooking. And they kind of by default, they were saying a lot of people have sugar problems and gluten problems. So they don't add sugar to their chicken tikka marsala, if you guys are familiar with that type of dish.
So good.
So good. And then, you're able to have cheese and cream and stuff like that on keto. So like, I think they call it palak paneer, which is like spinach with cheese and stuff like that.
That is so good.
Yeah, it's like their version of cream spinach. It's amazing. So if you do those two together plus any type of tandoori, which it's like meat, marinated in yogurt and spices, you guys are good to go. So
we had some shrimp too today. And ginger and
tamarind.
Was it tamarind?
Ginger, tamarind, and something else. Turmeric.
Yeah, and that was really good.
Yeah. Yeah, that was like really, 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 really good. It was fragrant. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
So yeah. So the 2-3 people that started, I'm glad that I was an inspiration.
Yes.
Nothing makes you feel better than somebody else telling you like, yo, you've inspired me to do this,
Mhm.
become a little healthier, be a little more determined and stick to something like this. So
I've tried to give a couple of people insight on it, but
Mhm.
I don't think they're personally ready in their life yet
yeah,
to
I've tried for a couple other people. I think we talked about it the other day.
mm.
Um, and you honestly can't follow something like this unless you are determined,
Yeah.
unless you want to stick to this, because you need a certain level of determination,
Mhm.
certain level of discipline to do something like this.
Definitely.
Because I've been putting myself in situations where I take some of my kids out and I'm like feeding them pizza, and I have my little bag of macadamia nuts and my cheese crisps
Yeah.
with my
And
bottle
you're
of water.
smelling pizza, but you're eating something different. you know?
Exactly. So it's
I-
tough. It's tough.
I always see the war between people that do keto, people that are like pescatarians. Now there's a carnivore diet. There's the vegans. There's the paleo.
Carnivore diet.
There's a carnivore diet. So it's
Eat
just
nothing
like,
but meat.
yeah.
What?
Uh,
That just doesn't sound healthy at all.
right. But it's funny because like sometimes, vegan is like keto, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got to do it clean to get the best results. Like I've seen some people on the vegan diet and they're out of shape. They don't realize that they might not eat meat, but now they're eating tons of sugar, or they're eating things with tons of fillers in it.
Tons of fries and shit.
It's the same thing with keto. Like you could do like disgusting, like you could overdo it with dairy products. Like you don't have to do everything dairy, and you don't have to do like that much meat and stuff like that, or end up at Wendy's every day. Like
that's the common misconception of people, because everybody's like
processed.
They see the progress, right? And they're like,
Uh-huh.
oh my God, you're gonna die because the guy that invented keto died of a heart attack. I'm like, first of all, where's those facts? You need to fact check that, number one. Number two, he died at like the age of 77, 78 or something like that.
And most of the time it's somebody telling you that doesn't have their stuff together.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, I've found a balance of eating the right things.
Yeah.
I eat a lot of veggies. I eat spinach, a ton of spinach, kale, lettuce. I eat a lot of greens.
Yeah.
And that's the important thing about being on this diet. It's not just like strictly eating only fat.
No.
You know what I mean? It's just very low carbs, limited amount of sugars, fit it into your net carbs. That's it.
Yeah.
You don't even have to look at the calories, to be honest, most of the time.
And I think once you like enter ketosis at the 4 to 5 month, 6 month, like when you're doing keto for half a year, even if you do it unconsciously, like start subconsciously. No, it would be unconsciously, right? Because you wouldn't notice that
you'd be on the ground sleeping. That's unconscious.
All right, but I'm saying like it's kind of like one of those things. Like if you're going over your net carbs just a little bit, or this or that, your body has like this ketone compression that it doesn't let anything spike anymore or kind of go out of whack. So
yeah, man. So in a nutshell, I love it. Good. I feel great on it. Awesome. Energy is there. And I think I mentioned before, the only time I have a rough time is when I wake up in the morning.
Okay.
Because I guess you're in such a deep sleep, it's tough to get out of it. But once I get up and out of bed, I'm fine.
At least you're getting deep sleep. Because that's the thing a lot of people lack. Like everybody's having this like
at first I was having a rough time.
Sleeping,
yeah.
All right.
I think that was one of the side effects at the beginning.
Yeah.
But I stuck with it. I wasn't a big sleeper anyway. I've never been a big sleeper. I always sleep 5-6 hours a day and I'm good.
It's weird. I love to sleep, but I'm not a big sleeper.
Right.
I feel more energy when I sleep less.
Same.
It's weird.
Same. I think that's another thing. Now that I get more hours of sleep, I think I feel more tired. And that's I've always been like that.
Yeah.
But if I, like, for example, on a Friday into Saturday, I wake up early on Saturdays. I wake up like 7 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday. And I can literally go to bed at 2-3 o'clock in the morning and wake up no problem on Saturday.
How do some of your closest friends, what do they think? Are they the people saying that, keto can kill yours? Like,
no, that's family. Ignorant family.
But I'm saying like close friends. What do they think? Are they curious or?
I haven't seen a couple of them in a while. and some of them don't really compliment.
Some don't compliment.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because we don't really talk about it.
Just like
the one person that I told you about yesterday was my uncle. My uncle's like one of those like guys that just doesn't care about anybody's feelings. He'll call you fat if he thinks you're fat or whatever. But I saw him a couple weeks ago on Mother's Day, and he looked at me up and down. I'm like, oh, okay, oh, here we go. And he was like, damn, how much weight have you lost? And I'm like, about 30 pounds. As of then, I was like 30 pounds. Yeah. And he goes, damn, you look great.
That's amazing.
And in my head, I'm just like, yeah,
it's like you cornered his disrespect.
Right. So it's like great. And then of course you sit down and it's like those people are like, you're gonna die from keto. Oh my god.
Hell no.
Relax, people. Relax. I'm not gonna have I've even been taking fish oils too.
Nice.
Been balancing out with fish oils, my MCT oil.
I just think it's always funny because like when we first ever since we've been friends, I've been like the quote unquote health freak.
The health freak, yeah.
And now like
I've become the health freak. I've become the guy that I was so annoyed by.
Yeah.
Now I'm in restaurants like, I'm sorry, I'm gonna be a little annoying, but can I have this burger? No bun, lettuce, tomatoes.
Yeah.
Can I get some avocados on the side too?
See, like for my thing as Jay's friend, I'm like, okay, we got keto, we got health conscious. Soon, he's gonna start believing all these
conspiracies. Oh, I knew you were gonna say that.
It's next.
Yo, that's funny. I wish I could remember which conspiracy it was. I was like, oh fuck, I'm in it.
You're in it?
Yeah. If it comes to me sometime, I'll let you know.
Gotcha.
But it was something. I was actually gonna hit you up. I was like, yo, I'm in this one.
Slowly but surely, I'm like, okay, Jay's gonna see the light. Jay's gonna see the light.
But yeah, man. If anybody needs any advice, I'm open. Shoot me a DM, a text if you got my number. I could give you like the basics of how I got started, and then you can kind of just like do your research from there moving forward. Because my difficult part, what for me was figuring out what to eat at first.
Yeah.
But once I figured that out, got into the groove of things, I kind of got sick and tired of eating the same thing over and over again.
It's kind of like Photoshop. Like I feel like I started out with Photoshop. I'm like, hey Jay, this is Photoshop.
Yeah.
And now like Jay surpassed me in Photoshop with certain techniques. And now it's like with keto, I'll be checking Jay's timeline and I'm like, I went to the same meals all the time and now I'm seeing him trying out pastas.
Yeah. Compliment to mom. Thanks, mom.
And then I see you with the cold brew. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, I'm like, dope. Yeah, like man. This, you're trying all these different recipes.
Yeah. That's the thing I was mentioning earlier is you got to keep things, it's kind of like a relationship. You got to keep things fresh. You know what I mean? If not, you'll get tired.
Also hit Jay up for relationship advice.
I got you.
I got you.
One of my boys actually.
The Keto Love Guru. You got a new title for social media.
The Keto Love Guru. One of my boys told me that he'll stop following me if I change my name to Keto something.
Oh shoot! Is that Carlos?
I won't follow myself.
It's definitely Carlos.
Yeah, I wouldn't follow myself if I did something like that.
That's funny.
But yeah, man. So like I said, if anybody needs any advice, any like pointers, holla at your boy. I got you. If you need any motivation, I got you. I'll be the best hype man ever. I'll do cartwheels for you. I'll buy some pom-poms.
Oh my God.
Show up at work and just like drink that cold brew. Drink that cold brew. Let me see what we got here. So, want to give people an update of our meeting today?
Sure. So I just secured the bag, by the way.
You secured the bag? What does that mean?
I just secured the bag. That's all you need to know.
Am I in on this bag or is it just yours?
Oh, it's just my bag.
It's just your bag, okay.
No, it's just the rest of the bag somebody was owed me. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so somebody owed you a bag.
Somebody owed me a portion of a bag.
Was it the handle that was missing so you couldn't pick up the bag?
Yeah, it was kind of like you thought you grabbed the bag, but it slipped out of your hands.
Damn.
Yeah.
So now the rest of the bag is there.
Yes.
So you have no problem picking it up.
Yes.
That's what's up. Shout out to whoever helped you secure that bag.
Yes.
What was I gonna say? Oh, so our meeting today. Yes. So today was our second meeting with the distribution company.
I think we could say the name by now, or you want to still wait?
Nah, I don't want to say it at all.
Okay, cool.
Cause it's like we got invited again.
Mm-hmm.
which we thought it was a really good sign. Because the
Yes.
first time we were kind of confused as to what the services are that were being provided.
Music industry standards literally fall in the same category as dating. You know, if you get a second date or a second meeting, it's a great thing. Even if the person's there to just smash, there's still some type of interaction or interest where it's like, okay, now we're playing the game.
Yeah. So that's kind of how we felt today. It was like we came back. They were like, okay, they're interested.
Yeah.
You know, they're feeling what we're bringing to the table, and
we were
just
coming
felt
prepared
like
too. Like Jay
did
was
our
taking down
homework.
his notes.
We did our homework, went over our notes, what we wanted to cover, what questions we wanted to ask, and we ended up being in a situation where the other just wanted to smash. And
but they only wanted to smash because they thought we were popular.
Yeah.
Or no, I mean, I'm saying that in a funny way, but yeah.
So once they checked not that they checked our numbers, but it and that's what we were saying earlier. It's all a numbers game.
It's always,
and that's why I always preach the support your friend.
Yeah.
I want to clarify that.
Okay.
I want you to support your friend if you wholeheartedly feel this person is in their right lane.
Okay.
Because I had a conversation with Carlos.
Okay.
And it made a lot of sense. Where if your boy is a barber, but he's a trash barber, it's up to you to be like, yo, this ain't it, chief.
Gotcha. And that I always tell everybody, I was like, honesty is the best medicine.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like a lot of people don't want to hurt other people, but you do in the end.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like that person dedicates so much time thinking that they're on the right path, and you're not supporting.
Right. And that's kind of what I say when I always say surround yourself with the people that are out for your best interests. Don't surround
So
yourself.
Carlos thought you were a trash rapper.
No.
Okay.
It's not that. It's just, I guess, not that it was misconstrued, but my idea was to surround yourself with people that are not yes men.
Gotcha.
And I've preached that before, where it's like, if you are doing music and your music is trash and there's no potential there, it's up to you as a friend to be like, yo, I think you got to find another lane, my guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
but what was Carlos' advice to you?
It wasn't advice. It was just saying that, you know, he agreed to a certain extent, and he was just saying that that idea where it's like, if somebody's trash at something, you don't have to support them. You know what I mean? But but on our end, you know, it's always a numbers game. It's always likes, follows, plays.
It really comes down to what we were discussing on the way home. Is that it's really up to you to become your hype
popping.
Yeah, it's really up to you in every sense. And you know, some people get lucky, and you know, bless them.
Yep.
Like that's now you have a whole new career in life and lane where you can feed the mouths you love. It's all dope. But we also live in an era where it is based off of gimmick, and also based off of like popularity and hype, and it's part of the game, quote unquote, to find that for yourself. And it's like the other thing I said, this was like kind of like my quote today, where I was like kind of like, oh, okay, it's like you have to die to go to heaven. If you know, heaven metaphorically is somewhere we all want to be, right?
Right.
You know, who wouldn't want to be in heaven, paradise? But at the same time, the only way to get there is to die. And then you also said you kind of noticed that with, in comparison to, what was it, the Netflix mini movie with Kyle?
Yeah. Where he became Seizure Boy.
Yeah.
He became Seizure Boy. He went viral and then kind of stuck to his guns. Or his boy, actually, his manager kind of helped him stick to his guns.
But you were also saying, you were emphasizing to me, it's like, you know, you have to die, or kind of like,
you kind of have to like
find that humility you're comfortable with.
Right. So it's like you have to, like, you going off of what you said, you have to die to go to heaven. You have to be happy with the way you die to get to heaven.
Yes.
Because that's what's going to follow you.
Yes.
Over and over again. So, yeah, so, you know, we're kind of leaning towards, we're still waiting for an email from this particular company. We're gonna go through the email one more time, and then we're gonna make a decision, and we'll let you guys know at the next podcast what we decided.
So it's kind of like, the ball is in our court.
Yeah.
But
we're just weighing out the pros and cons as far as
ball's in our court, but already the other team has the advantage,
and we're down 50-10.
Yeah.
So
how do you get back in the last 3 minutes of the last quarter? You know what I'm saying?
We gotta get Steph Curry.
Steph Curry, aka popularity.
Popularity. There you go. It's perfect. That's a good way to tie that one up.
Yeah.
But we took the bus today, right?
Oh,
because public transportation going into the city is for anybody that's not from New York or knows anything about traffic and parking and all that.
Well, you don't take public all the time. Like I take public more often than you, and unfortunately, every time you take a public transportation with me to go to these meetings or anything else, it's been horrendous.
Because I usually take the train when I go in. The train is much more. It's still annoying, but it's much easier.
I know.
The thing is, like I said, if you don't live in the New York area, we live in Jersey, which is literally like 20 to 30 minutes from the city.
Yeah.
If you drive in, but you have to weigh out the pros and the cons, right? So if you drive in, you get in there kind of smoothly most of the time.
Sometimes you're stuck in the traffic for a little bit, but
you get to and from your actual destination like this.
Yeah.
As opposed to taking public transportation where you would end up somewhere in the city and then you have to find another way to get to the actual location that you're going to.
So, but like with the car, you got to park.
For parking. And if it's before 6 o'clock, you have to put it in a garage or get lucky that you find a parking spot.
Those can get very expensive.
Oh, yeah.
But the thing is with the car, I mean, for some people, depending on where you live in Jersey too, that's another thing. With the bus, you could kind of take a somewhat late bus. But you can't go out clubbing all night.
No.
You need to take the car or something like that if you're trying to spend the whole evening.
I could.
Yeah, I know you could.
Down the road is the Mita buses.
Well, yeah, the Poppy buses. Well, that's what I'm saying.
24 hours. Depending
on where you live, because other places, like the latest bus you could get home is maybe like 1:30. But you're not staying into the club till 4 o'clock and expecting to get home. And if you do, you got to wait till the buses start again around 5, 7.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's kind of how it was when I used to go into Hoboken taking the train. You would have to leave by like 1:30 the latest, or else you're stuck down there, or you're Ubering home.
It's crazy.
Or you have to ask for a ride. But so when we get on the bus, the bus AC system is busted. So
they have winter heat on.
It's on full blast. Mind you, it was like a good 80 degrees today.
Yeah.
So
we decided to wear crew necks. Both of us,
because it was nice out.
Yeah, it was like this wind chill. It was like it was
comfortable to walk around with.
Yeah, it was comfortable.
Yeah. So we get on the bus. You literally hear the AC. That's how on blast it was. So it was on blast, heat, no windows open.
One gentleman came on the bus, and the exit door, the emergency exit door in the middle. Yeah, he opened that.
Yeah, so he opened the emergency hatch to get some air, and it kind of helped, but not really.
Yeah, that's like blowing on like a really, really hot meal, and just expecting it to cool down in the first.
Cool down, but it kind of helped. And we were kind of just trying to think cool at that point, because there was one guy that lost his temper and started yelling at the bus, and the bus driver was not having it, and then some passenger defended the bus driver. I thought things were gonna go down.
I saw World Star in the making.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I was ready to take my phone now.
And she told him to get off the bus. He actually did to take another bus.
And then the other guy was like, "Get off the fucking bus, you fucking crybaby."
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it was crazy. So that's how we set off the day. And then we get to the city, and my stupid ass, instead of checking the address on the actual invitation for this meeting, I checked it in the email of the person that sent us the invitation.
And mind you, I forgot the address from last time, so I followed Jay's.
Two different things. So we ended up somewhere on
the opposite side of town.
Kind of the opposite side of town. So we get into this building. We're like, okay, this kind of makes sense. It's a bigger building, different building.
Still part of the same company.
Right. So we asked, they were like, oh, we don't see you on the list. I'm like, so we got to go to the other place. So we figured out the address. It was like a 20-minute walk. So we walked to the place. And luckily we left early.
And we were hungry, and all these food trucks were outside.
Yeah.
We were like, oh, do you want a bite?
Let's just get to this meeting, bro. So we get to the meeting. It took us like about 20 to 25 minutes to get there,
Yeah,
walking.
walking.
Luckily, we left early,
Yeah.
or else we would have been screwed.
So we got to the meeting 20 minutes early.
Right.
Yeah.
So we sat in the office, dope office. And we always appreciate the opportunities that are given to us. You know, even just sitting down with people that are interested in us is always, you know, we're always grateful for the opportunity. So
our whole career in this music game is people see our potential.
mm-hmm.
People enjoy our music, but not enough to, what would you say,
take a risk.
Take a risk, or, you know, bring it to the
The
next
industry is
level.
not a bunch of gamblers at this point. They like to kind of see a product that's already has a backing, has a following, so they don't have to do all that work.
It's kind of like the friend that comes over and they're like, wake me up when dinner's ready. And you're like, oh, so I'm going to do all the work?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay,
yeah.
I see.
Or the guy that's in the group project and he does the least amount of work and gets the final grade.
Yeah. And you're like, you happy with that?
You happy with that?
Yeah.
So yeah, man. So at the moment, the ball is in our court. So we're going to go through this email that they send us. We have to send that thank you email reminder. So they could send us that one sheet kind of explaining the breakdown of this meeting we had today. And we are going to run over the...
Because these meetings become a lot, too. They throw a lot of information at you or slang that sometimes you're unaware of.
Yeah, or terms that we don't understand.
Yeah.
You know, so we'll see. We'll go over the email. We're not completely jumping ship at the moment. We're not sold and we're not jumping ship yet. So we'll see. We'll check out that email real quick, run through it, bounce some ideas off of each other, and then we'll figure it out from there. But again, I stress the importance of playing our music. Because they kept on mentioning Spotify numbers. They're like, we need a consistency of hundreds and thousands of followers. We haven't even broke the hundreds yet.
It's funny because I also was like looking into music today, and before you had scooped me, or before you came over to head out, I was checking out this Chris Brown featuring Nicki Minaj and G-Eazy song called Wobble Up. And Wobble Up, it has it's funny because the title has nothing to do with the heavy context of the song.
Does that have to do with like dancing, twerking?
Well, it's basically like talking about butt cheeks all up on your privates.
That's kind of what I thought.
But it's not like twerking, like it's more like sexual.
Oh.
So it's kind of like, you know,
wobble up.
When you hit the water and the currents come back and all that.
Wobble.
Yeah. So I was wondering, like, I noticed that like a lot of the music that's popular that we see, like vulgarity levels are on high, and I know sex sells. So I was thinking, like, you know how they compare like Chris Brown to like Michael Jackson, mixed with a little Tupac. Who said that? I think it was Justin Bieber. He said Chris Brown is...
All that sounds crazy.
Yeah, it does.
It's like Chris Brown mixed, what was it? Michael Jackson mixed
Michael Jackson mixed with
Tupac
so
coming out of the mouth of Justin Bieber.
Out of Justin Bieber. So that's what he said. I thought it was pretty funny. But I was thinking from like your point of view where, you know, I guess like Chris Brown is pop now, but he's also an R&B cat. So when you think R&B, you're thinking Making Love type of smooth tracks, Isley Brothers from back in the day type of stuff. Like, how do you feel about the openness and the vulgarity and the sexuality, especially that we come on like IG? Like, I feel like people fought for the nipple to be, you know, cleared. Like like nothing sacred anymore. I mean, I personally like, just who I am. Like, I enjoy sexuality a lot, but at the same time, I feel like for public, like, type of things, not.
Does that mean you?
I don't know. I think might be me, might be you, but there's like, I feel like for a standard, like when it comes to sexuality, I love the ones that are portrayed by like Victoria's Secret type of joints, or like Sade's, or like Naomi Campbell has a sexiness or appeal, or who were we talking about last time about the Met Gala? Zoe Kravitz. There's that little like, ooh, like a little bit of I want to know more. Sabrina Claudio. Those type of sexualities I love, in the public eye.
It's like female big dick energy.
Yeah, exactly.
What's the female version of big dick energy?
I know I had one for sure. J-Lo has that.
No, I'm saying like what would be
Beyonce.
the name of it?
Oh,
What would we call it?
I don't know. It's more what, like, I guess women revolve around. Like, I feel like women, it's always with ass now. It's
So big butt energy.
big butt energy. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
So,
Okay, I'll roll with that until we find.
but I just want to see like what you thought. Like, is it cool that it's like, is it cool like the crazy sexuality and vulgarity is a norm? Like, is it cool because it's like that's what kind of everybody feels behind closed doors
in music or
everywhere? But I'm saying it's entered music where it's like you have men or women. Like, I don't think I would ever listen to like a Michael Jackson track and I'd be like, I'm gonna eat the booty. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but as far as image, I think that's always been like a thing. Like sex sells. Like back, you can even think back to like the Elvis days.
Yeah,
where it was like provocative for him to
sure,
like swing his hips like that.
You know what I'm saying?
So I'm a big fan of sexuality.
Okay.
If it's done right. Because there's always those people that just want to overdo it and just like do it for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
I think Playboy does a pretty good job of that.
Okay.
As far as because I'm a big fan of the female body, right?
Mm-hmm.
So female body is very beautiful. How you portray it in, I don't know, either film or photos. If you can portray a type of sexuality where it's like, okay, that's not vulgar, but it's beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of that. But
I
it's
felt like as a photographer, I haven't been able to truly master that capturing the provocativeness or sexuality of anybody, whether it's male or female. And it's like one of those challenges where it's almost like I'm timid to show the world what I personally enjoy sexually. So I feel like if I, from a photographer standpoint, and I've discussed it with other like brands or people that I know that do like fetish gear and stuff.
Boudoir.
Yeah,
shoots.
boudoir. Like I felt like, I feel like I want to take that jump, that leap, that risk where I'm able to portray with people that are comfortable with doing anything.
Yeah.
Even if it's like, I wouldn't say like on a pornographic level, but like something that I would find sexually arousing from my standpoint in a artful way.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. And I feel like it's just we haven't found the right subject to explore that with. Because I feel like we can both approach something where we can take something that's sexual and still be artistic with it. You know what I mean? And I've always been a big fan of shoots like that. And then, like I said, there's always those people that overdo it and just do it just to do it.
At what point are you saying this is super, super sexual and I'm okay with it? I'm glad that we got to this point that male or female could be expressive to this sense. And then what is you doing too much standard? I want to know the difference. I want to know your fine line.
I don't know, to be honest, because I'm pretty open when it comes to like sexuality and stuff like that. So I think my standards are maybe a little higher than others.
Okay. Just give me an example.
I don't know. It's like a case to case basis though, because you can take somebody that's like, I don't know, just on Instagram twerking.
Okay.
It's just like, I don't find that cute. It is what it is. It's just somebody just shaking their booty in front of a camera and posting it for attention.
You think it's just like overdone? I feel like we enter like a world where it's like trap music.
I see what you're
twerking.
doing. That's all it is.
Yeah.
If I get a sense of, okay, I see what you're doing, then
gotcha. When it's too obvious.
Right.
Okay.
So, but then that same person can come back and just like take this bomb ass photo, and it's like it'll catch my attention. You know.
Gotcha.
I guess it all has to do with the composition of whatever it is that's being posted.
Okay. Who do you find like truly sexually attractive? In the public eye.
Sexually attractive. It would have to be that girl. Everybody's been drilling me about her. Emily Ratajkowski.
Let me see.
The girl from the Met Gala. This girl.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
All right, so right
And
there.
she's like naked or half naked half the time.
Okay, so if she went out of context,
Mhm.
where she's oiling her booty like a stripper, like would
Yeah,
that
you're
take?
losing me. Yeah.
You're losing you.
Mhm.
Versus that picture you just showed me seems
Actually,
like
here, hold on.
it seems like sexual interpretation versus.
I'll see if I can find a good comparison.
Okay.
There's dead air. But there's this one photo of her here.
Mm-hmm.
She's like naked with a little flower on the thing.
Yeah.
That's cute.
That's
Whatever.
cute. But I'm saying to me that still enters that realm of
Mm-hmm.
sexuality and good taste.
Mm-hmm. Same with this.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. But I'm saying like
Mm-hmm.
what would be your point of saying, okay, if she did something that was like more Amber Rose-ish, more Kim Kardashian-ish,
Mm-hmm.
would that be, you would lose interest, or you would be like, wow, that's still incredibly hot?
Knowing her, she would probably find a way to make it
Incredibly hot.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Like the Kim Kardashians, I don't even judge her for it because she knows what works and what doesn't work for her.
Do you think it's fair where, like, I mean, guys can do it to a certain extent,
Mm-hmm.
but women can, even for some guys, like even
Mm-hmm.
if she's not the most attractive woman in some senses,
Mm-hmm.
can always use their bodies to their advantage.
Yeah.
Do you think that's fair? Because like, what's the event? Like, what's the equivalent to a guy?
The same thing. A guy could use his body to attract whatever
Certain
it is,
females.
good looks or whatever.
True.
That's just how the world is. I mean, I can't say life isn't fair. You know what I mean?
That's 100%.
Life is never fair. So it is.
I'm
what
not
it
saying
is.
there's
And
any right answer. I'm just trying to pick your brain.
No. And what my thing is, we've had conversations like this all the time where we see a female that's like attractive to whoever, to the regular, to the masses. This person could be attractive, to nice eye candy or whatever, and then they'll jump into our lane, and it's like they'll get more attention for their music.
Yeah.
Because, one, they've had that following of people that follow them because of, they're nice to the eyes.
When they should have had the homie like Carlos say, like, I don't think this is your lane.
Exactly. This particular person I'm talking about, Carlos, is a big fan of.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
He's going to be a guest on one of the shows. Watch.
He should be. We need guests.
So
that's another thing.
We got to figure that out.
We need more popularity so we can have more money, so we can get a bigger space where we can have more people on. There's great things that come with the evolution.
Things we want to do.
Yeah.
So, big fan of sexuality.
People have been telling me a lot. Like, people say that they peep the podcast, they love it. Like, you guys need some guests soon. I'm like, we're working on it.
So many people do that, but we just haven't figured it out. Like, literally, if you guys can see the space that we're working with, you would never realize how small the space is.
Yeah.
Like, literally, I can go over here and I can touch him. And that's the space that we have. We have maybe like what would you say, like less than 10 feet between us, and then between me and this camera right here, literally like what, a foot between me and the camera that's recording you.
These are the camera tricks. This is the camera magic, where we know how to use the most out of our space. Yeah, because when we're done recording a podcast, I'm like very like sore because I have to keep a certain position or else I'm knocking the camera over. That's how I am. I'm
between
like,
me and this wall over here, like literally is arm's length.
I probably shook this camera a couple times. Not even gonna lie.
It is what it is until we get a bigger space. So I was even thinking of maybe taking the cameras like somewhere else, like whoever we're interviewing, like take it to like their studio or their space, because we're portable, baby. We are portable.
This whole studio is portable, and we made it that way.
I pitched our portability to somebody, our services, and we got shunned again. So you, sir, for passing up on us.
There's a lot of people
see you on the other side.
But it's funny, there's a lot of people that pass up on us, but then they see us do like I would say a similar gig to what they would have asked from us for somebody else.
Yeah.
And they're like, damn, I should have went with this person instead of,
Don't worry, it's okay. It's okay.
It's okay.
I turn into like that hater too. It's like say particular models I reach out to, they're like, yeah, I'm down. Then when it comes down to it, they're like nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
And then I see them shooting with other people, or like, oh, I'm free today. Anybody want to shoot? I'm like, bitch, I shooting with you last week, and you fucking flicked on me.
That's it.
And then I'm seeing their photos. I'm like, man, I could have done a way better job.
I'm telling you, man.
The little hater in me is starting to come out.
This Christmas, if you get an exclusive Benatton package with a Pantene Pro V in it, or some Head and Shoulders,
where's this shit going?
It's because you've been flaking.
Damn.
Okay. And that's what you're gonna realize. You flaked. You missed out. It's basically saying we're not friends anymore.
And we had this conversation earlier because we were talking about Russ, right? And it's like the things that we go through. It's amazing that we haven't like either punched someone in the face or turn into these bitter assholes that we may come across as bitter sometimes on these episodes, but you have to understand we've been through a lot, guys.
Been through a lot.
But I kind of understand where some people turn Hollywood.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like
you have to for the sake of your to preserve yourself.
Dignity, yeah.
Yeah, dignity.
Because it's like you push yourself to the max and then some with your determination and your hard work. Blood, sweat, and tears, literally. And then you make it to a certain peak where now other people are fucking with you.
Mm-hmm.
And the people that didn't fuck with you are like, oh shit, I'm starting to notice people are fucking with you, so maybe I should start fucking with you. And then like, we ain't fucking no more.
Too late.
Too late. And then that's when they label you with the Hollywood tag. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he's acting Hollywood. I've been with him shooting in the gym since the beginning. It's like,
you were there for a minute and you decided to play game on another court.
I like that. But anyway, before we sound bitter again, apologies, guys. But
you can't be bitter when life is sweet.
Where were we going with that?
No, I'm kidding. I don't
so
know.
it's just like seeing people that pass up on us and stuff. So just use that as determination, guys. If you feel very confident in your product, don't get discouraged. Use it as motivation.
And everybody that ends up in your life should be there. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like any love or respect or reciprocation. If somebody's making some time for you in some way, that's already evidence that it's all love. If not, they're just trying to get whatever they're trying to smash real quick. But those people, you'll see them disappear. Like life does its own taking out of the garbage if it piles up too high.
The fuck was that?
The hell? Is that a truck?
I think it is.
It sounded like meow, meow, meow. I thought
somebody was outside like playing some beat.
Yeah, it sounded like they were doing it with their mouth. They're like, meow, meow, meow.
Oh, what the hell? It sounds like some weird ass animal. But
speaking of, like when I was in Indonesia, I couldn't play. I don't know. I couldn't play this instrument on beat, but I'm telling you, I'm gonna make a beat out of this sample.
I could definitely hear Tiger on something.
Exactly. It's like get it.
With the beat drop.
Right.
That's dope. Where do we go from here? Let me see if I have any other topics. You have any topics you want to talk about?
I'm pretty good. Like, to be honest.
Do you have any funny Lyft or Uber stories?
Oh, hell yeah.
I have one that I want to share.
You ever get it? Okay, sure. Go ahead.
So, I was taking Lyft to Newark.
Okay.
From my house with the person that keeps coming up in our conversations, Carlos.
Okay.
And we were going to Barcade to check out the Barcade in Newark. And,
it's a nice one.
Yeah, it's nice. It's a lot cleaner than the Jersey City one.
Oh,
the Jersey City one gives you that old school dive bar vibes.
Yeah, it smells like old beer everywhere.
Which is a cool smell to be if you like want to go to a bar. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The one in Newark is a lot cleaner.
A lot more teens.
Right. So So we were on our way there, and when we jump in the lift or whatever, I always say what's up, hey, how's it going? How's your night? Whatever. And I got no reply. So I'm like, okay, cool, nice
Yeah.
talk. Um,
Nice
I don't
chat,
like
bro.
talk. I don't even like talking to the Lyft driver anyway.
Yeah.
But
Off the chain.
yeah. So we hit a bit of traffic while we were getting down there. Because I think he took the Parkway to 280 or some shit like that, and then we hit some 280 traffic, and all of a sudden, this guy pulls out his cell phone. I can't remember if he held it in his hand or put it like on some mount or whatever, and he's FaceTiming with somebody.
Okay.
And he starts doing sign language
The hell? While he's driving.
while he's driving. So my guy is
While he's driving.
yeah, so he's deaf. He's a deaf guy.
What?
Yeah.
That's why he didn't answer.
Uh-huh.
Jesus.
He didn't answer. And now this guy's doing sign language FaceTiming while in traffic with us. And then I think Uber does, where if you have somebody that has like hearing problems, they'll let you know, like your driver's hearing impaired.
Yeah.
If you need to contact
Yeah,
them,
'cause I was
text
about
them or
to say,
whatever.
isn't that somewhat illegal for him to?
Mhm. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Super illegal. So at the time, a couple weeks later, I had mentioned it on Twitter, right, in a conversation. I didn't even at Lyft. I just wrote the word Lyft, explaining the story to somebody because we were talking about funny Lyft stories.
Yeah.
And then I guess there's somebody on the Lyft account, like the official Lyft account, looking up the word Lyft.
Oh wow.
And they were like, please report this driver as soon as you can. We would love to get him off the road. And it was like,
Wow.
nah, man, stitches get stitches. Fuck that. I ain't snitching on him. He got
think
us there
like-
safe.
Yo, that's hilarious.
So, and then a Uber story. Usually the Ubers I get are males,
Okay.
either Dominican or Arabic for some reason. At this time, it was a Dominican woman that picked me up.
So they either look like French Montana.
Yeah, either French Montana or Osuna, even though
Oh, wow.
Osuna's Puerto Rican, but he looked Dominican. So female Uber driver picked me up, whatever, and then she noticed that I was Dominican. By the way, I was speaking Spanish. Damn
Yeah.
it, I always give myself up. Usually I'm pretty good at covering that up. But she gets me to my destination,
Yeah.
and I'm noticing she didn't end the ride. I'm like, this bitch. Literally 20 minutes after she had dropped me off, she ended the ride,
She's trying to get those.
trying to
extra
get the
coins.
extra coins. So I was like, nah.
That'd be.
Immediately sent an email to Uber, and I sent the screenshot. I was like, yo, she ended the ride like 20 minutes after she dropped me off. What's up?
I had somebody do that to me.
Completely
Where
reimbursed.
I bought
the spot.
somebody the ride,
Mm-hmm.
and they just kept going wherever they wanted.
Damn.
Yeah, I was like, nah, B.
That's something different. That's like somebody taking advantage of you.
Oh yeah, 100%. But my funniest Uber
Yeah.
story, like I usually have a very nice driver. I'm not even gonna lie. Most of my trips have been very smooth.
Because you like talking to people. I hate talking to people.
It's not even that. It's just like, I mean, I just, again, I've never really had trouble. But one guy, he was like Pakistani, and he went on for hours. Like we were going from New York to Jersey,
Sheesh.
but he was going on for hours about why we should convert and this and that. Because I don't know, he got super crazy.
Convert
cups
to
of
Islam?
everything. He was going in on like everything, and I was just like, you know, when like you're just listening, but you just wish you could arrest it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was like,
I think they're doing like these beta trial runs for
Mhm.
Uber, which is kind of weird. They're only doing it for like Uber XL and Uber Black,
yeah,
where you could put a quiet mode.
nice.
I didn't look into it too much, but I'm assuming that if you hit that quiet mode, that means the driver shut the fuck up and not talking to you. So they definitely need that for everything.
Cause I know Garen picked up Chris Rock one night.
Mm-hmm.
And he was trying to talk to him too much, not knowing how Chris Rock is.
Mm-hmm. He's like, shut the fuck up, man.
That's it.
One more topic I wanted to bring up before we start wrapping things up.
Cool.
If you have anybody, do you have anybody for the gallery today? I have 1 or 2 people I wanted to shout out.
Yeah, shout him out.
But before we do that, I wanted to talk about this interesting topic that Amy brought up the other day, because we were having a frustrating day where both of our parents were getting on our nerves.
Okay.
So brought up the topic of parents being bullies.
Okay.
Yeah. Mostly immigrant parents. So I wanted to see if you ever experienced this on your end.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Where if you take the title of parent away,
Mm-hmm.
do you feel like parents are bullying their kids?
I feel like parents are teenagers
Mm-hmm.
with the title.
Mm-hmm.
Like again, I've gotten to the point in my life where, you know, parents are parents,
Mm-hmm.
but an adult to an adult, some people still need to grow up.
Yeah.
And it is what it is. Like sometimes it's not even your parents' fault. It's just because they never had the friend like
Mhm.
Carlos that should have told them
Kept it real.
that didn't keep it real, and just
Mhm.
you know, people build bad habits, and then after a while, I guess they enter an adult life where they have kids and
Mhm.
less friends come around and this and that.
Mhm.
And I feel like just like, you know, tobacco sticking to pink lungs, that's
Mhm.
exactly how bad habits stick to people.
Mhm.
And when the bullying or the bad habits come around, and you, even though you're their child,
Mhm.
I think it's like in Hinduism, or like, I don't know, I know in some Indian cultures where they're like, you know, you can find the answers through your children. You should listen sometimes, because the love and the feeling is mutual. Like, if you feel like your kids are your friends, your confidants, listen, because we end up being adults. We become aware, we become
Mhm.
conscious,
And we have minds of our own.
and we have minds of our own, which
Mhm.
if we love you, we're gonna end up being your friend,
Mm-hmm.
and we're gonna tell you some real shit.
Yep.
So yes,
Parents
Plain-
can be bullies.
parents could be bullies.
Yeah, because I was thinking about this, because it's like if you strip the title of parent away and you observe and evaluate their behaviors specifically towards you,
Mm-hmm.
like if it were anybody else, it would be considered bullying.
That's
Like,
what I'm
do
saying.
this for me.
Just
Do that for me.
Just because you're somebody's child,
Mm-hmm.
just because you're somebody's lover, just because you're somebody's friend, doesn't mean that we all still have human ass tendencies where you're going to try to take advantage of people's whatever, and you're going to try to, you know, flip it and, oh, you know, point the finger when time comes around. Everybody still has these habits.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like, you know, if you cut them out quick, if you put them in the spotlight, if you say, no,
The Matumbo finger.
Matumbo finger, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, man. Stand up to your bullies, guys.
Yes, aka your parents.
Rebellion against the parents.
That's it. No, but yeah, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the same thing. Some kids are bullies to their parents.
Speaking of Chris Rock, you hear Chris Rock is making the Saw movies? He's remaking the Saw movies.
I can't. Speaking of Chris Rock.
Yeah, you mentioned Chris Rock earlier.
I know, but the delay.
I have it written in my notes here, and I
my
was gonna
God.
make a great segue when we were talking about that, but then I
100%.
saw the parent thing.
Again, that news to you, I don't know, like sometimes it gets some people's rocks off, but I can't take
Hey.
I cannot take torture movies. I've never been a big fan of the Saw movies.
You
They
should-
do them very
you sh-
well.
You should watch it for
They
the
do it.
story.
They do it so well that I'm not interested in watching it. And to me, that's the biggest compliment to them.
You should do it for the story and then turn your face during the gory part.
I get it, but it's like you perfected torture so well in this movie that I can't even take to watch it. And it's like, for me, that's my compliment from afar.
Okay.
You know, you made it so well, I don't want to watch it.
So if you ever see him in Bergen County, you're gonna tell him like, "Yo, my guy, nobody asked for this."
Yeah, I would have been like, you know what? You could have left it where it was at.
That's it.
You
There's
just want to bring the torture back.
There's been 8 movies. Like,
And
okay,
at first, I didn't think you were
That's
talking
it.
about Chris Rock. I thought you were talking about Jigsaw. I'm like, if that guy comes up to me in a Chipotle on his little ass
That too.
fucking,
you want a burger?
I'm on my tricycle. You want some more chicken?
You're not doing keto. You cheated.
And then the next thing, I end up in a basement, chained up like next to a bathtub next to you, and you're like, is it your friend or the keto? And I'm like, fuck, how did we get here? I didn't even think it was that bad.
So, Cass is Jigsaw.
Oh my God.
He's like, "Do you want a burger?"
And it's funny because that's how I felt.
I reserved a table at the most finest Italian restaurant in Bali. Are you gonna do it?
And then
are you gonna cheat?
And then like he puts you in a room where it's nothing but the cameras from the restaurant watching me, and you're like, no, don't do it. And I'm like tiramisu, like.
No, they'll put like a key to something that you're locked into inside the keto.
Horrible.
Inside the pasta, and you have to eat the pasta to get to the key.
No, I have to eat pasta until I can't anymore.
While the music plays in the background.
Coming this summer. Do you want to play a game?
But yeah, I mean, I guess if he comes out with like some dope ideas, I'll give it a shot. I mean, I've been a big fan of the Saw movies. Just
honestly,
the story
I think
or
he's
whatever.
gonna do a crazy job because to me, I feel like he has this like very dark side.
Mm-hmm. I feel like comedians all have a dark side.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So, hope it comes out nice.
Yeah.
Hope it's a lovely flick. And one more topic I've had on my list for a little while. I guess we'll bang that out real quick.
Okay.
Let me see how much time we got left. We got about 5 minutes on this roll. I'll leave it for the next one.
Okay.
Let's see. The gallery.
Yeah.
Do you have anybody you want to shout out today? I'll jump in while you
jump in.
Last minute things. A person I want to shout out that I've been wanting to shout out for quite some time now, and he actually beat us to it. A gentleman that we've been trying to work with for quite some time because we've known him for quite some time, and we haven't done a collaboration in quite some time. So this is a little nudge to you, sir, since you're supporting Jersey artists so strong lately. But the shout out goes to Mr. KC Benz.
I felt that one coming.
With a Z.
I felt that one coming.
Our boy KC. He's a talented artist out of Jersey. We've known him for what, like 8-9 years now?
Since he was born.
Yeah. Since he was a baby.
I just want to say that nonchalantly, since he was born.
Since he was Carl.
Since he was Carl.
So KC Benz is a dope artist out of Jersey, hip hop artist that we've become pretty good friends with through mutual friends. We've been trying to collaborate for quite some time, and I think he fell off the face of the earth for a little bit. I think he was just trying to find himself or whatever, but it's good to see him out.
Shameless plug. I produced a song called Gang Signs.
Gang Signs. But yeah, man, shout out to KC, man. He's such a dope person, super positive vibes, always radiating from him, always has a smile on his face.
Good belly laugh.
A good belly laugh. And he's just super chill dude. Again, we're ready when you are.
Boom.
We're not gonna chase you anymore. So when you're ready, come holla at us.
What was that song? Like, I Don't Say Much. Who was that by?
Which one?
It was like a West Coast rapper, I think. Or like
YG.
It's like bang, I don't say much. You don't remember that shit?
You gotta give me a little more than that.
I don't know. That's the only part I remember.
Let me see here. And another shout out I want to give out to is this kid I've known since high school. I used to work at a jewelry store back when I was like 15, 16 years old.
Okay, throwback.
And I became friends with these two brothers that worked at
love.
They worked at their dad's shoe store.
Okay.
Which was a couple stores down from the jewelry store I used to work at. So I used to sneak out the back when I was bored. I used to come around back, come to the front of the storefront and just hide at their store, just talking to them or whatever.
Nice.
But my boy Joseph, real estate. Got into real estate.
I thought his name was Joe Real Estate. I was like, that's
he's gotten into real estate, and he's doing his thing, man. Super proud of him. I went to him to get some advice, and he gave me some advice, and I'm going to take that advice, and I will use it to purchase a home sometime in the next year or so. But he's just a cool dude, man. Some funny guy. He was kind of like the class clown. He was a couple years younger than me. I think he was in my sister's grade, and his brother was in my grade, if I'm not mistaken.
Nice.
But his brother became a lawyer, real estate lawyer. Look at that.
So they have the
1-2 combo.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
But
that's a nice marriage
they're both,
to get business
yeah,
done.
they're both successful gentlemen at the moment, and I just want to give them a quick little shout out for anybody that's looking for a home.
Nice.
Shout out to Joe. I'll leave his name right here. He was doing his little vlogs that he started, just a day in the life. I don't know if he's continuing doing that, but I thought it was a super dope idea for him to do that. So he has a personality for it. So shout out to Mr. Joe. I'll leave his name right here so you guys can follow him. But And the last person I want to shout out is this young lady by the name of Desi. Name is Desi Does It. Put it right
Desi
here.
does it.
Because she definitely does it. She does, and we go back and forth quite a bit with Premiere
Didn't she?
and our frustrations with Premiere.
Didn't she? She's the one that supported the. She had the dad hat, right?
Yeah. We sent her a dad hat, and she took a couple photos in them and stuff like that. So we appreciate that support. But Desi does little vlogs as well, more on the health tip. Where I've seen a few videos where she talks about CBD oils, workout regimens and stuff like that. So more on the health conscious end of the, I guess you would call it the spectrum.
See, there's so many people that we could be having on our show.
Yeah, man. But she's all the way in Florida, so
it doesn't matter. Expansion, man.
So
I just took a 23-hour flight. We could find somebody to come up from Florida, or we could go down there and have a nice experience.
Yeah, it must be nice, right? So shout out to Desi because she's full of positive vibes as well. So and that's all I have at the moment for the gallery artists.
Nice.
Do you have anybody?
I do, but I think I'll save it for next time since we are gonna wrap up.
Yeah. Hold on, let me make sure this shit's straight. All right, you go. So I guess that wraps it up for episode 16, man.
Cool.
I was trying to get it in the last cut, but remember to like, subscribe, share, turn on the little bell notification so you know when we post a video. Follow on Apple Music, leave a rating, leave a review. Same thing on Spotify. Follow us, share it with everybody. We're not gonna get anywhere if you guys don't share this bad boy. We can't stress enough how important these numbers are for us, and the success of this podcast and the music that we do.
Yeah.
And we're gonna fill you guys with positive vibes all day. And so let's wrap this up.
Yes. Well, it was a fun one, guys. Honestly, continue with us on our journey, and we'll keep you updated on anything you want to know and need to know. And hopefully we keep giving you good energy, good insight.
Hit us up with any ideas of any topics you want us to discuss or any questions you may have for us.
Yeah.
On any aspect, whether it's photography, cinematography, music, podcasting, anything.
Cooking. It doesn't matter.
Cooking, whatever.
Fixing things.
Anything, man.
Whatever.
We just need stuff to talk about.
That's it.
So, yeah,
with
man.
that said, like
hit him
always,
with the intro.
No, you do it in the camera. I want you to hit him this time.
Hit him with the intro, with the outro.
All right. I'll tell you the truth.
Can you hear it?